I would say, we'll go out on a limb and say 80 to 90% of all pharmaceuticals that are written today, they are written due to an imbalance in the autonomic nervous system.
Yes, a hormone is a molecule that interfaces thought and emotion with physical reality. The hormones are mirroring back the environment. It doesn't matter if it's the physical, the emotional, the mental. The hormones themselves are usually not the problems, they're the mediators.
And your body says, well, stress is the most important thing. Having a sex drive and making babies, those aren't important things. But keeping alive in the face of a hungry tiger, that's important. And they don't address, why are those hormones going out of balance? Those hormones don't go out of balance in isolation.
But these days, so for the, in the recent past, for this quarter of a pinhead amount of time, when we make adrenaline these days, it's usually not from a physical threat to our life. The stress will be usually psychological.
The gross national sales of weight loss products was $245 billion.
And of course, as we know, the links are made now between obesity, type 2 diabetes, sort of all kinds of cancers, and all kinds of other hormonal issues, particularly hormonal issues affecting women.
You're irritable, you're anxious, you can't relax, you can't get to sleep at night. You just feel this constant tension. You're kind of stressed and wired, is how some people describe it.
The very thing that women think is making them feminine or more feminine is the very thing that is costing them their femininity.
We see, as I mentioned earlier, younger and younger women now having hormone problems is because the level of toxins in their environment is so high.
If the stress hormones are the gun that murders our sex hormone balance, it would be our inner saboteur that has its hand on the gun.
But when your treatments aren't working the way you want them to, you start reading literature and you go, oh my gosh, I had no idea. 19,000 teams of researchers have written about this. This is not a fad. This is something that's affecting a vast majority of our population. I call it a pandemic, that it's worldwide.
Right? You can't continually do the same thing and expect different results. So a lot of people don't want to make those changes. They don't want to change their sleeping habits. They don't want to change their working hours. They don't want to change when they work out.
So what I'm saying is, once we start taking a holistic approach to each individual, we actually are creating world healing. All you got to do is, as the body gets healthy and the brain gets more naturally resourced, human beings are the most intelligent, creative people on the planet.
What happened in those two generations is the quality of food we were served and that we serve our children in schools changed fundamentally.
The problem is a lot of people are eating foods that the human body cannot break down. Nutrition is one piece to the healing puzzle.
Nobody thought about calories. Nobody thought about exercise. No one was counting anything. People just lived their lives. They ate food when they were hungry. They stopped when they were full. And they lived healthy, full, happy lives.
I learned the hard way that you can't fix people. All you can do is educate them and guide them to fixing themselves, where there is no long-term resolution. The body has to have the resources to produce the hormones first and foremost.
It's pretty simple. What's going on in your life is exactly what you're creating. And if you want to change it, you have to change.
You're going to bring the body back to exactly where it's meant to be.
I get it. I understand. I know what you're going through. So allowing the voice to be heard by a woman. It's our responsibility as women to teach our sons and our daughters how to be human beings.
All the supplementation, all the exercise, and all the food in the world will make a person feel better, but it won't take away the cause. They actually develop a toolkit that gives them enough self-management skills to navigate life.
Fertility clinics took tens of thousands of dollars, went home and cried, well, let's adopt a child. Then they began antifungals and a phase 1 diet, and months later, they're pregnant.
The true key to health is just a simple balance of the autonomic nervous system, but that's really easier said than done.
And that our life is so jam-packed with opportunity, and that we are so ridiculously privileged because all of our basic needs are met.
We're in a position where we can actually change this, and it's not that hard. That's the other thing I want to say. It's not that hard. you can make some amazing changes in a really short period of time. And I think that's really empowering.